Look, if you'd told me 6 months ago that my serene lakeside retirement would erupt into a full-blown battlefield, I'd have called you crazy. I had it all figured out: a cozy cabin on Willow Lake, bought with my savings after 2 decades of backbreaking yacht repairs. I'm Alex Harlan, 42, and I thought life was set. Tinker with vintage boats for fun, sell them to rich hobbyists, and just breathe easy. No more deadlines, no pushy clients, no micromanaging bosses. Just the water, the woods, and endless days working with my hands on what I loved. Our first day there, sticks with methry rusty trucks piled with boxes, Lena's tidy labels on every one. We unloaded the last crate, stood on the dock, and I said, "This is it." She gave me that soft smile. Home. The place needed work. Leaky roof, crumbling dock, outdated kitchen. But the view? Sunrises painting the lake gold, like a promise of peace. Lena spent hours out there with her camera, frozen in place for the ideal shot. I'd watch from the window, mesmerized by her stillness, the way she'd adjust her tripod by fractions, check the light obsessively. It was almost meditative, but sometimes eerie-like during storms, when she'd stand at the window at 2 a.m., eyes sharp, calculating flashes as if measuring something vital. "Light sleeper," she'd say, but it felt deeper, tactical. Lena never dwelled on her past. I knew she'd served in the military. Her ramrod posture gave it away, but she'd brush it off. "Old life," she'd murmur, pivoting to the herons nesting early or the lake shimmer. I had my own skeletons from my 20s, so I didn't pry. But one night, I overheard her on the phone. Clipped, formal. "Target confirmed. Pattern holds. Proceed." She switched to groceries when I entered, but the chill lingered. Then Victoria Kane arrived across the lake. 3 luxury vans, movers in uniforms, furniture fit for a mansion. She screamed money and ambition. Within weeks, she crashed HOA meetings. A month later, she was president, thanks to donations for new office supplies. Mrs. Ramirez whispered it was a buyout. The vote. A landslide. I stayed out of it, minding my business. Big mistake. Victoria turned the HOA into a regime. Color-coded violation schedules on the bulletin board, like a war plan. Notices flew. Our dock extended 4 inches too far. Our tiny lawn elf violated aesthetics. Our wind chime hung at a non-vertical angle, breaching noise rules. Absurd. I'd rant. Lena listened, asking specifics. What time? Photos? Approach angle? I thought she was strategizing avoidance. Now I know she was scouting enemies. One morning, voices rose outside. "Mr. Fletcher, HOA enforcer, call him Greg," but he demanded Mr., waving papers at Lena by the dock. Non-compliance means fines, legal action. He loomed close, aggressive. Lena went statue still, like a predator sizing prey. Her eyes turned icy, predatory. I'd never seen that in 8 years of marriage. Then Derek showed UPA, compliance expert, built like a bouncer, cold and menacing. They prowled our yard, measuring everything, snapping pics through windows. Mrs. Ramirez said he'd bullied her over bird feeders. Lena watched from the kitchen, tracking every move, not peeking, surveilling. When she confronted them politely, "What are you doing on our land?" Derek shoved her shoulder. "Step back, lady." It happened in a blur. Lena twisted, and he hit the dirt, arm pinned at a brutal angle. "Don't touch me," she said, voice like Arctic wind. He whimpered, "Mr." Fletcher froze. They bolted. Mrs. Ellis across the lake filmed, but kept it private. I demanded answers. Self-defense from the military. But that wasn't gym class stuff, that was elite combat. Sleepless, I Googled restraint holds. Chilling. Special ops techniques for silent neutralization. At midnight, I spied Lena disassembling a scope-like device, hiding it when I stirred. Digging in the closet, I found her papers, U.S. Marine Corps, Staff Sergeant Lena Voss, MOS 0317 Scout Sniper. A photo, her in camo, rifle ready, face painted, eyes lethal. My gentle wife, who wept at puppy ads and fed birds meticulously, had been a professional killer. How do you square that? The butterfly photographer who'd eliminated threats from 800 yards? Victoria escalated. False assault report, dismissed as trespassing, enhanced patrols when I was gone. The Millers visited, fined $800 for warm porch lights, considering selling. Lena's face hard, need a decision made. She jogged daily, noting schedules. The Patels drop kids at 7:45 sharp. Mrs. Ramirez gets deliveries Thursdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Intel gathering. I found her cleaning a rifle scope, quoting, "Never aim unless you're ready to finish." Chilling. Her notebook, bird notes cover, but inside schedules, vulnerabilities. Mr. Fletcher's Tavern stumbles post, 2 p.m., unsteady drive. Binoculars on Victoria's house. Night birds causing noise. When I joked about spying, she deadpanned. They started it. Googling scout snipers. Hunters who study targets endlessly, exploit weaknesses, strike precisely. Victoria had poked a hornet's nest. Lena befriended neighbors' cookies, chats, but it was recruitment. I overheard her with Sarah Patel, steering talk to HOA gripes, extracting dirt seamlessly. In our office, a corkboard, photos, strings linking names like a crime thriller. She flipped it, photo project. Over dinner. Hypothetically, if someone pushed too far and you could expose them, would you? I hedged, her eyes assessed. Another night, Victoria's vulnerable Thursdays delivered, then yelling calls. How? Mrs. Ramirez mentioned. But she was miles ahead when I discovered Mr. Fletcher drunk. She already knew. Whispers grew. She's ex-military. Got proof on the corruption. Victoria called an emergency meeting for security concerns to smear Lena. 20 attended. Lena entered like a general, boots echoing, scanning exits. Victoria sneered. Discuss your aggression. Lena smiled, set up her laptop. I've prepared a briefing. Projector on. Surveillance slides photos, timelines, maps. 6 weeks of targeted harassment against my family. Voice commanding. Threaten a Marine's home. You awaken skills best left dormant. Exposed Victoria's meets with Michael Reed, lawyer for Riverside Resorts buying lots for a resort via pressure. Whispers exploded. Bank records. $15,000 to her husband's firm. Compared to Taliban hunts in Kandahar, this is easy. Her discharge flashed. Scout sniper, 2 Afghan tours. Victoria paled. I've watched targets for months, patterns, weaknesses. More. Payments to Mr. Fletcher, $750 per month. Unofficial. Emails on citation escalation to force sales. Phone logs of late-night plots. Mr. Fletcher cracked. Not my idea, Judith's pressure tactics. But he'd claim volunteer. Chaos. Shouts over Finesburg feeders, hoops. A board member quit, badge tossed. Victoria screamed. She's a murderer. Trained killer. I stood. She defended America. You sold us for cash. Lena whispered. I've killed 17 enemies, authorized threats. Never over lawns. But restraint mistaken for weakness ends badly. To Victoria, operation compromised. Assets burned. Retreater more damage. No shots fired, but she'd assassinated their scheme. Victoria resigned, fled to Arizona. Mr. Fletcher vanished. Probe hit federal level. Resort scrapped after news broke. 3 months on, Mrs. Ramirez leads a chill HOA nonsense finds. Kids bike free. Elves return. Peace reigns. Lena confessed. Hid her past to be Lena the artist, not the killer. Feared slipping back. You protected us, I said. That's strength. But it stirs debate. Was her intel gathering ethical? Stalking neighbors, exposing heroic or invasive. And her kills, justified war acts, or haunting. Love means embracing shadows. Victoria saw gentleness as weakness, big error. Quiet ones often pack the deadliest punch. Our new doc sign, private. Trespassers prosecuted. Owner, retired Marine, respect boundaries. Transparency averts wars. As Lena cleans lenses at sunset, she muses. Restraints the silent kill, shotens battles unseen. Mysteries linger, but that's marriage. Ever uncover a loved one's lethal secret? Or battle HOA bullies who bit off too much? Secrets can save or destroy.